And just as I predicted, Wyze has released 2 new LED light strip products. The Wyze Light Strip and Wyze Light Strip Pro. Let's talk about all the details and if it was really worth them making a Pro version. Hey, it's Andrew. I'm back with another review. Today with 2 of Wyze's new LED light strips. I have reviewed a bunch of other Wyze products, so if you're not subscribed, be sure to get subscribed and head over to my channel to check those out. I just got my hands on these LED light strips as Wyze was nice enough to send some to me for review. So let's look at these new Wyze light strips and see what they're all about. Aside from the Pro naming convention, which apparently is all the rage. As usual, there are links to these in the video description, so you can go check them out for yourself. First, let's be honest. In the world of LED light strips, there isn't a whole lot that you can do to set yourself apart. Color changing, app controlled, voice controlled, syncs with music. These are all great and honestly really common features you'd find with almost any other LED light strip out there. When it comes to choosing one of these, you'll probably be best to narrow down your selection by rating things like performance, cost, and convenience. And the convenience is really how you control them. Are they simple to use? Do you need a separate app to control them? Can you use your voice? Why is there a Pro model? Do they shoot video in ProRes? Well, if you own any other Wyze products like I do, the answers to all these questions are, of course, yes, no, yes, and no, it isn't an iPhone. I'll be honest though, I find Wyze products simple to set up, and these 2 were no exception. They have built-in Bluetooth for setup and connect to your 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi in a matter of taps. Then you can control them in the Wyze app or with your voice assistant of choice, of course, as long as that's either Amazon or Google's. And Wyze sent me both the Light Strip and the Light Strip Pro, so fear not, if you're a Pro LED light strip user, they've got you covered. But really, what the hell does Pro even mean when it comes to LED light strips? Good question, other Andrew. It kind of means that if you want the quality version of the light strips, you'll buy the Pro. Don't be an amateur and buy the cheaper ones. Okay, that was a little harsh, but let's talk about the similarities and some of the differences, and I'll explain what I really mean. Here's the features both the light strips share. They're both available in 2 sizes, 16.4 feet and 32.8 feet, or 5 meters or 10 meters. So they're pretty damn long, is the point. Their 32.8 feet is a little deceiving though. You don't get a single strip of that length. It's actually 2 16.4 foot strips with a single controller connected in the middle. Also, you cannot combine strips together by using some generic LED light strip parts. Probably a limitation of the power output or something of the controllers. But I'll be honest, I have the 16.4 foot versions, and 16 feet is damn long. I mean, that'll solve most use cases, so I'm just pointing these out to clear up any assumptions you may have. They can tune to 16 million colors, just like the Wyze bulb color. They're both easy to set up and install. As I mentioned, you simply peel and stick and plug in with basically the same components. And I say basically the same components. In the box, you do get the controller, the plug, and the light strips, but the components do not appear to be interchangeable between the 2. The power supplies are even rated for different power, so mind that if you end up with both versions like me, you cannot interchange the components. Now, just like every other light strip, they are trimmable to fit your needs, and these can also be controlled with your voice, as I mentioned. They both also have a music mode, which I wouldn't find too useful. And in my testing, I had to put my speaker right next to the controllers for it to pick up the sound, and Wyze even instructs you to install the controllers on the back side of whatever you're installing these on. So it's a gimmicky feature to me, but maybe some people might find it pretty fun. I don't know. Check it out for yourself. So that was cool. I cycled through all the different music modes in the app, but you kind of get the idea of how it syncs. It just uses the built-in microphone to match the sound. Sun Match is a feature I don't completely understand why anybody might want it. With this, you can automatically sync the color temperature of the light strips to the natural light cycle of the day. So when you enable this in the app, you actually have to enable location services so it knows where you are and when it is. Is this something you might do instead of opening your window shades? Or maybe this is one of those features that is supposed to help your circadian rhythm. Yeah, that's probably it. Now there are plenty of similarities, but let's talk about some of the differences. With the Wyze light strip, you can only select one color for the entire strip. You can only apply basic lighting effects, and there is no epoxy coating on the light strip. Let me reiterate that. There is no epoxy coating on the light strip. On the Light Strip Pro, you can select up to 16 different colors for the entire light strip, meaning you can color your strip with multiple colors at the same time. You can also apply advanced lighting effects, and it has that protective epoxy coating. So a couple of things to note here. I have no idea what advanced lighting effects are, except maybe some of the cool additional music sync effects. That's the only difference found in the app. Also, the option to select multiple colors manually is nowhere to be found. Either it's just not there or it's really hard to find. Not very pro if you can't use that feature, I think. But it looks like this is, again, only found in the music modes, which are pretty cool, I'll be honest. Lastly, it has the protective epoxy coating on the Pro version. The regular light strip doesn't. That reason right there, the fact that the Pro has the epoxy coating, is reason enough not to waste your time on the regular light strip. Without the epoxy coating, it just feels fragile. Like you can break off one of the LEDs or electrical components accidentally just by handling the thing. Or worse, you accidentally short circuit the strip and fry something if you were handling it while it was powered on. And I did this. I didn't fry anything, but the lights did change color for a second while I was holding it, and it was turned on. A little carelessly, I might add. There are performance impacts to this as well. And well, I attribute them to the epoxy coating because I cannot tell if the Pros have a different version LED on it or not. As far as I know, they're the same LED. The difference is the epoxy coating. And in the end, the color of the Pro is much better. And more than that, the epoxy helps diffuse the light from the LEDs that lends itself to a way better quality of light. Buy the Pro, don't buy the cheap ones. In my testing, I grouped these in my Madam A so I could perform the test verbally, and I also grouped them in the Wyze app, which worked pretty flawlessly, I might add. And the app was the only way to enable and toggle the music modes. Now, just like other Wyze bulbs, you can set wake and sleep routines, vacation mode, etc. in the Wyze app, but I find that if you control it in your Madam A, or Google for that matter, you have many more options to trigger and control these. Either way, the option is there, so whichever way you prefer. All right, I guess I better figure out how to peel these off of this cabinet so that I can open it again. Please consider subscribing and give me a thumbs up if you found this video helpful. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.